The most important investment you can make is in your own financial education. So looking at the board, you see the rat race right here. This is where most people are, running around in the rat race. And the goal in the cash flow game is to go from the rat race of life onto the fast track, which is here, which is where all the deals are and where the real money is made. So in the game, you start with the instruction manual, and this manual tells you everything you need to know to play the game. If you have a question during play, just refer to the manual. Step number 1 is to select your banker, and your banker is the one that will be dealing with all the cash. The banker can be separate from the game or can actually be a player in the game as well. So step number 2 is you're going to place the playing cards on the game board. So the 4 cards you're going to be dealing with is, number 1 is small deal. So a small deal, the most you would cost you would be $5,000. Small deals go here. Next you have big deals, and big deals start at about $6,000. I did a lot of small deals first before moving to the big deals, just a hint. Then we have doodads, and doodads are typically something that we want but don't necessarily need, such as coffee with your friends, going out to dinner, month of yoga classes. Those are doodads. They're going to cost you. And then we have the most important being the market. And the market cards are where all the deals happen. This is where buyers and sellers come together. Step number 3 in setting up your game is to distribute a financial statement to every player. And this financial statement is specifically the type of financial statement that Robert and I use in real life. Step number 4, everybody gets a profession card. So shuffle the cards, deal them out face down. One little hint is if your profession has a low salary, that might not be such a bad thing. Step number 5 in setting up the cash flow game is you're going to take the information on your profession card and you're going to transfer it to your financial statement. And you'll notice on the profession card, you have a 1 in income, 2 in expenses, 3 in assets, 4 in liabilities. Exactly the same as on the financial statement. 1 income, 2 expenses, 3 assets, 4 liabilities. Just transfer the information from the profession card right onto your financial statement. Step number 6, meet your auditor. And you'll notice on your financial statement, the auditor name goes here, and this is the player to your right. And the reason an auditor is so important is that person is there to check your numbers, make sure your calculations are correct, make sure everything, including your passive income, your monthly cash flow, all add up. So there are times in the cash flow game where you must use an auditor. But at any point, if you're making a deal, if you're selling, if you're buying, if you have a question on your numbers, ask your auditor. Step number 7 is the banker that you chose at the start of the game distributes the cash to all the players. And the cash the banker distributes is your monthly cash flow plus your savings. So for example, if I'm a mechanic, my monthly cash flow to start the game is $720. So I get $720 plus my savings, which is $670 right here. Now here's the key, is once you distribute the monthly cash flow plus the savings, you need to erase the savings off of your financial statement because you only get your savings one time. Step number 8, you choose your playing pieces of the same color. So I'm going to choose an orange rat, orange cheese, and orange tokens. Step number 9, very important, choosing your dream. And the reason we put this in the game is because your dream is what inspires you to go from the rat race onto the fast track. Not just in the game, but in real life as well. And also, if you land on your dream in the game, you win. Step number 10, you're going to take your playing piece, put it on start, and as you're playing in the rat race, you're going to go clockwise, which is the same way that the rats are running. Step number 11, each player rolls 1 die, and the player with the highest number goes first. One final note, as you're playing in the rat race, you're only going to use 1 die unless you land on charity. If you land on charity, then you can choose to use 1 or 2 dice. Looking at the rat race, there are 7 main spaces in the rat race. 1, big deal, small deal. You get to decide whether you want to choose a small deal or a big deal. When you land on market, you choose a market card. Doodads. You land on doodads, you pick a doodad card. Payday, an important space in the rat race. Every time you land on or pass payday, you collect your monthly cash flow. And your monthly cash flow is made up of your salary plus your passive income less your expenses, gives you your monthly cash flow or your payday amount. Congratulations, you have a baby. If you land on the baby space, it'll show up on your financial statement. So at the start of the game, you have a per child expense and you have 0 children to start. But if you land on the baby space, now you have 1 child, and that per child expense, in this example it's $110, is part now of your total expenses. The maximum number of children, babies, you can have is 3. If you land on charity, you can donate 10% of your total income, and for that you can choose whether to use 1 die or 2 dice for your next 3 turns in the rat race. The advantage of using 2 dice is that you're going to be passing payday more often, which will increase your cash and maybe allow you to buy more smaller big deals. You've been downsized, and what that means is you have to pay the bank your total expenses and you lose 2 turns. Congratulations, you are out of the rat race and onto the fast track, which means that your passive income is greater than your total expenses. So now you are onto the fast track, which actually is a totally different game than being in the rat race. One note, your auditor at this point must confirm that you are truly out of the rat race and that your passive income is greater than your total expenses. And once your auditor has confirmed that, you move to the fast track. So now that you're on the fast track, step number 1 is you're going to take your passive income from this financial statement, only your passive income, turn it over. This is now your financial statement on the fast track. Include your passive income right here under cash flow day income. Do the calculations, and you now have your new cash flow day income. This is the financial statement for the fast track. You are also going to take the cash that you had in the rat race and give it back to the banker. How you win the game of cash flow is one of 2 ways. Either you land on your dream and you buy it, or you accumulate an additional $50,000 a month in cash flow by buying businesses that are on the fast track. So if you land on a business and you decide to buy it, you add the cash flow to your cash flow day income on your financial statement. You also place a token on that business. And the reason you do that is because if another player is playing on the fast track and lands on your business, they are going to pay you an additional $50,000. The sky blue spaces on the fast track are the dreams. In the beginning of the game, you took your cheese and chose the dream that you wanted. On the fast track, if you land on your dream and you buy it, then voila, you win the game. Now, that's not to say as you're playing, you can't buy other dreams, because we can have all the dreams we want, right? So don't limit yourself to just one dream. You might want more. Another space on the fast track is cash flow day. And anytime you land on or pass cash flow day, you get your cash flow day income. And your cash flow day income can increase with every business that you buy, and you accumulate more and more cash flow. And then there are 3 obstacles on the fast track to you achieving your goal or your dream. And they are tax audit, they are divorce, and they are lawsuit. You land on any of these 3 spaces and you lose money, period. If you land on charity on the fast track, then you get to decide if you want to pay $100,000, and for that you get to choose to use 1, 2, or 3 dice for the rest of the game. Now imagine if you're 1 space away from your dream, you might want to use 1 die. Thank you for playing the cash flow game. Please play it often, play it with your friends, family, because the more you play this game, the greater your financial IQ. Thank you.